If I knew the stuff I know now at 18, it would literally be a wrap. My whole entire life flipped within 6 months. I went from negative 25K in debt to grossing around $180,000 last year. I've stumbled upon 3 life-altering habits. What inputs do I need to do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis? That's the game changer. Today's a huge day for me. It's my 29th birthday. And as I reflect on where I am in life, it's sort of this mixed bag of emotions. Like, on one hand, I'm proud of the experiences and accomplishments that I've been able to do in my 20s and my life in general. But on the other hand, there's this feeling of not quite measuring up to societal expectations. But in the midst of this internal dialogue, I've stumbled upon 3 life-altering habits that I want to share with you today. These habits have not only scaled me past the 6-figure mark in the past year, but have also turned me into a productivity machine and transformed me into a better entrepreneur altogether. If you're coming from my last talk on the landscape of where content creation is going, I think you'll like this. These habits have been crucial in taking my brain, my business, and just how I move as a person to the next level. Damn, I wish I knew this stuff at 18. But let's hop on into it. Number 1. Having an actual roadmap to how you're going to achieve your goals/vision. So I've touched on this before in my goals video, but if there's one thing I can't stress enough, it's the realization of no one is coming to save you. You can have all of these ideas and goals and what your life is going to look like if you accomplished all of these things, but here's the thing. You need a solid plan. With no action or game plan on how you're going to do this, you're gonna get distracted and you're gonna lose your focus. One of my favorite creators, Dan Coe, touches on this a lot. He says, if you don't know what you want, you will be told what you want and you will believe it. He talks about that 80% of living the life you want comes down to creating your own goals, while most people are mindless slaves to society's goals. In the intro of the video, I even talk about how I feel anxious that I haven't lived up to society's goals, and honestly, that's how they want you to feel. That's this matrix that everyone refers to, being stuck inside this never-ending rat race. Anyways, as I digress, I want to touch on how to take your goals and actually see them through. The first issue is, well, actually having the goal in the first place. You need to have a clear understanding of what you actually want. If you don't have a clear vision of what you're looking for, you won't be able to properly convey that into the world, and how are you supposed to work towards something if there's no clear direction? I will make more of an intricate and deeper video on this in the future, but once you have your goal defined, you want to start breaking down the goal into smaller, more manageable tasks in order to reach desired output. So think of it this way. What inputs do I need to do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis? This is going to eliminate a lot of that initial overwhelm that you might be feeling whenever you're trying to start a new mission. Number 2, next, you want to prioritize the tasks necessary to achieve goal. Now, this can be a process in itself, but if you think about it this way, which I'm about to talk about, this can help you tremendously. Impact versus effort. This concept is huge in task prioritization. Think about this. If you were navigating through a video game, aiming to reach the next level or level up your character, what task will get you to move forward the fastest with the least amount of effort? These are your priority tasks, the ones that are needle moving toward your goal without spending too much time or resources. Number 2, alignment with your goals and vision. Now, make sure that the tasks that you prioritize align closely with your overarching goal and your vision. So I want you to ask yourself, how does each task contribute to the realization of my long-term objectives? By prioritizing tasks that directly support your vision for your business or your content, it will be easier to maintain clarity of purpose and just stay focused on what truly matters. Now, also, this is something I'm seriously working on myself very often, as I'm not even an expert in this yet. I'm only talking about what has truly helped me within the last 1.5 years of my life. This is something that I think genuinely takes a lot of patience and trial and error. Remember, prioritizing tasks is an ongoing process that requires a ton of patience and experimentation. I like to think of all of this as one giant experiment, as in you observe, you research, hypothesize, experiment, analyze the results, and then finally iterate to reach desired goal. Number 2, time blocking. My friends ask me how I'm able to have all of this time to focus on my main client while taking on additional work and focusing on content creation. Well, full transparency, it is a lot, and this one I am still getting used to. But over the last 6 months, I started blocking off certain parts of my day. A creator that inspired me to do this, a guy named Zach Kravitz, I was constantly struggling with putting a bunch of tasks in my phone calendar and 95% of the time not being able to finish all of them. I came to realize that one, I needed to have more needle moving things in my day that are absolutely correlated to my desired goal. Number two, I was exceptionally overwhelmed by the lack of organization I had in my flow of my day-to-day. Now, coincidentally enough, I was scrolling through Instagram one day and came across Zach's post about restructuring your day to be more efficient and make more money. His post just hit differently, and I thought, well, why not try this? In his post, he talks about treating your morning for revenue-generating tasks, doing things like offer creation, writing, processes for attracting leads, or any task directly correlated with revenue. He talks about his evening being associated with brainstorming tasks and coming up with different content ideas. So I just kind of took that and put my own twist on it. I've been getting in the habit of waking up early at around 5 a.m. for the past 6 months or so as well. So what I did was I created a Notion doc separated by my morning, afternoon, and evening. Now, my morning starts from 5:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And at this time, I have my phone in either sleep or work mode. I take an extra step further by using an app called Opal. Now, Opal is a productivity app that blocks certain time slots on my phone. It literally will not let me hop on any app that I tell it to block me from, no matter how much I want to. So even if I feel like the itch to get distracted by like Instagram or whatever, Opal is running every day from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. on its blocking cycle. I take that time to focus on any tasks I need to do working with Brendan and growth days, such as helping with edits for his content, thumbnail designs for his YouTube channel, etc. I take all that time to focus on anything that has to do with my main work so I can be done with that for the day. Then I go to the gym from 11 a.m. till 12 p.m. typically, and then schedule my secondary tasks from around 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, this is where the grind mode happens for Case Visuals. A lot of it right now is just going straight into content creation for the channel or working with my other clients on any short form stuff that I have going on. I'm doing a lot of things revolving script writing, content research, analyzing my YouTube channel, creating thumbnail designs, and competitor research for more ideas that I myself can improve on. Finally, in the evening time, I have it set from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. Now, this is designed for me to just unwind and chill. If I didn't finish a task earlier in the day and I have some energy to finish it, I will. This is more so a time for me to just go over my task for the next day, hang out with my wife, and just do my best to be like a normal person. Though sometimes it's super hard and I don't always follow through with it because I'm constantly fighting like that work-life balance a lot. It's not that I want to be in this hustle culture, just grinding it out all day and night, but that's just what I've always done since I've been a creator. So trying to train myself out of that is definitely a work in progress. Also, I'll be the first to admit, sometimes I get lost within my own goals and my specific journey. Like, I'm still realigning and trying to figure out exactly where I want to take this at times. But every day I'm getting closer to getting a more clearer vision simply due to the fact that I'm just trying different things so often and seeing what happens as a result. The reality comes down to your vision. Sometimes it's blurry as a result of you literally just not knowing what's possible or what the reality is. Your vision will start to take better shape the further you throw yourself into the unknown. And my last tip for all of this is taking care of my physical health and my mental health. Here's something I never thought I would say. I'm getting old. Oof, that hurts. With that being said, it's super easy for me to look unhealthy and out of shape. Like, I get fat insanely easy. I can have a few cookies, and if I don't work out, I'm literally done. I really do my best to work out at least 3 to 5 times a week and push till failure while I'm in the gym. I'm on a 1,700 to 1,800 calorie deficit, and I'm on a high protein diet. I aim for 1 gram of protein per ideal body weight, so I consume around 160 grams of protein daily, and I typically only eat once or twice a day. And I just make sure I eat my deficit within that window. I'm not necessarily intermittent fasting right now, which I am a fan of, but I typically just don't start eating till 1-ish or 4-ish. Shouts to my wife for making me fire dinner every single night and just taking one less thing off of my plate to worry about. Also, future tip, get yourself a Brazilian. I recommend it. Also, I'm not trying to be the biggest guy in the world or have the least amount of body fat possible. I just want to feel and look healthy. Secondly, mental health is key. I recommend people getting into therapy. It's helped me tremendously. I got a therapist back in 2021 after a super toxic relationship, and my therapist helped with figuring out how to work past anger issues, insecurity issues, overall life issues, and I just got a very brief introduction to personal development. Honestly, shouts to my therapist for even being the start to my personal development journey. Because before her, I had absolutely no idea about any of this sort of life. Now, I'm still not perfect, as I definitely have demons to handle still, but I've understood how to better systemize my process with overwhelming scenarios and just learning how to properly function so I don't explode internally. Now, I said I only have 3 tips, but I have a couple bonus tips that could potentially be useful to you. So, bonus tip number 1, learning that making more money is about solving more problems. Becoming a bigger asset to a client or a company, that's the game changer. So this one was huge for me. I used to make 2 to 4 to 5K a month and just wonder, like, why can't I make any more? Why do I feel capped out? Like, I'm such a good videographer or editor, whatever, and I make such pretty videos, but like, what's the issue? Why won't people pay me more? This will be a whole video in itself at some point, but I'm gonna break it down like this for simplicity's sake. I wasn't making the money I thought I was worth. I came to realize that the issue wasn't the pretty videos that I was making, it was me. At the end of the day, my clients don't care about my gear. They don't care about how pretty I make the video look. They care about driving results. They care about making more sales, and they care about making more money. While a pretty video is part of that, I also realized I didn't do a good enough job providing enough perceived value to my clients. So of course I was receiving pushback and even clients doing the worst thing imaginable, ghosting, when I would try to get more money. It wasn't until I started stacking more skills like digital marketing, how to grow an audience, basic marketing psychology, generating more leads. Now that's when I started figuring out my clients' pain points on how I could help them achieve desired outcome. It took a lot of asking questions and figuring out what their goals and desires were attached to and figuring out what my client actually wanted. Because truthfully, I'll tell you this, I'll let you in on a little secret. Most of your clients don't even know what they want. Like seriously, they just want to follow a trend and create content because they know they're supposed to. But honestly, what's the point of creating the content if they have no real reason to make it? So that's what you're there for, and basically you're gonna have to get them on a discovery call to figure that out. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Okay, last tip, stop freaking out about time. Now, I'm the biggest hypocrite here. This is more probably for me than anyone else here. I'm basically just reaffirming to myself, like, I can relax, it's okay. I'm not in a race with society, I'm not in a race with my family or my friends or my dog or my neighbors. I'm literally just going at my own pace, and that's perfectly okay. I think it's super easy to get caught up in that rat race or the matrix, if you will, and really just find yourself feeling judged by your peers and family or friends, whoever, when in reality, that's just not the case. I have friends who have hit the dreaded 30 number, and guess what? Their life is perfectly fine. They don't magically just have gray hair or feel like they're gonna die any second or feel old. In fact, I have a couple of friends who seem like their lives are honestly better, simply due to the fact that they have more knowledge and wisdom than when they were our age. Like, I feel so old all the time, and I tell people like I'm 28, and then they laugh and they're like, Case, you don't even know anything yet. It's just so crazy to me that I'm like entering my last year in my 20s. Like, that's crazy. I had this goal that I was gonna be like this multi-millionaire by the time I was 30, and I was gonna have my life completely figured out. If only I knew about the productivity hacks I know now and actually had a game plan to get my desired output, how life would be drastically different. If I knew the stuff I know now at 18, it would literally be a wrap. Like, I would have been out of here. But it's okay, because I am in a state of constant learning and really just trying to enjoy the journey now, because I can't wait to look back on these videos one day at this time in my life and just simply laugh, because like, what was I in this rush for? Social status? You know, I went from negative 25K in debt to grossing around $180,000 last year in the span of 6 months. Now, I didn't profit all of that. Obviously, overhead is insane, and I have freelancers to pay, and taxes and bills. But the fact is, my whole entire life flipped within 6 months with grind and a game plan. So this year I'm gonna do the same thing, and then next year I'm gonna do the same exact thing. And the year after that, I'm gonna just keep doing it and keep iterating and keep trying to figure it out as I go. I doubt you even made it this far in the video. However, I'm having a real heart-to-heart moment here with myself right now, so just let me be. If you ended up making it this far, you're a fucking real one. I don't know, send me a DM on Instagram at CaseVisuals and I'll follow you back and tell you how much I love you. But like, damn, I can't believe I'm 29. Well, here's to the rest of my 20s. I'm curious to see where I will be at this time next year for my 30th. Anyway, if you don't want me to die, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.